Hi, imposter syndrome is real. It hits when you least expect it. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about imposter syndrome, how to identify it, and strategies to overcome it. Imposter syndrome often hits hardest when you finally get what you wanted, that big promotion, that dream job, that leadership position. Instead of feeling confidence, you begin to feel constant self doubt no matter how much you achieve. You feel as if you have been exposed as incompetent. You begin to overwork to prove yourself, which leads to stress and burnout. Avoiding new opportunities because you feel you're not ready enough. It is exhausting, and that can hold you back from fully stepping into your role and even into that next role that you're looking to step into. What is imposter syndrome? Let's have a good definition so that you know what we are dealing with. Imposter syndrome is a form of intellectual self doubt. When you feel or you do not believe your achievements are real or tangible, that's exactly what we're talking about. You have this feeling that your achievements are not real, you're not good enough, you're not competent. Those are the feelings of feeling like you've got imposter syndrome. Where does this come from? Let's take a look at some few examples. The first, high expectation. You are in a role that feels challenging to you, and then you begin to feel that growth does not feel comfortable. Newsflash, when you get a new job, when you get that promotion, or when you even get involved in a new project, it is going to be challenging. The reason is because you haven't done it before. You haven't done that role before. You haven't done that project before. You might have some slight understanding of what the role entails, or you might have done that in a lower level, but you haven't done that in that level. So, therefore, bring those expectations down and be kind to yourself. Secondly, comparison culture. You're constantly measuring yourself to others in your field. While healthy competition is good, the moment you begin to feel that you're stressed because you are competing or because you're comparing yourself to another person, then it is time to quit that competition. Thirdly, perfectionism. Yeah, believing that unless you are flawless, you are failing. It's good to strive towards perfectionism. It's even all right to want to get things right the first time and all the time. But is that realistic? No, I don't think so. Why not think about reflecting on your mistakes and learning from your flaws rather than, being too hard on yourself and feeling that you're not good enough? Fourth, systemic factors. Yes, being underrepresented in your workplace can amplify feelings of not belonging. Maybe you feel you're not volunteering enough for projects, or you're not volunteering enough to participate in anything, or even not being nominated enough to participate in projects, and you begin to feel like you're not good enough. Guys, it may just be that the set of skills that are required for that project at the moment you do not have it, or they are not even your strengths. You may have some skills, but they are not your strength, and it's all right. It's all right not to be everywhere. Knowing the causes is really powerful because that's when you begin to separate what is real from what is self doubt. Let's look at some strategies to overcome this. Here is how you can navigate imposter syndrome in your new job, in that new promotion, in that new leadership role, or even that project. The first is reframe self doubt as growth. The feeling of being uncomfortable sometimes means that you are exactly where you need to be, because it means that you are stretching into new skills, right? So when you're stretching yourself, you feel uncomfortable, and it's all right to feel uncomfortable because you're doing things that you haven't done before. Secondly, track your evidence. Yeah. Keep a success journal of positive feedbacks, achievements, milestone, or things that you have done, so that when doubt creeps in, you look back and you've got that proof of your capability. So those journals, those feedback, those positive milestones, they are the fact that you are still doing the right thing and you know what you're doing. Thirdly, challenge the inner critic. It's really, 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 really sure that we are the greatest critics of ourselves. So when you hear that inner voice saying you don't deserve to be here, ask yourself, what evidence do I have for that thought? In fact, when you hear those things, say it aloud, say it and challenge that inner critics of yours, saying, oh, I'm not good enough. Then reframe it to say, I am not good enough at this moment. Then you begin to see that it's not that you're not good enough entirely, you're just at this moment not able to face those challenges that are coming. And it's all right, because you will keep doing what you need to do, you keep improving, and you're going to do better. So the chances is sometimes when you challenge those inner critics, asking those questions, what evidence do I need to show? You just find out that there is none. So you've just spent your time evaluating yourself and realizing that you're doing just all right. Fourthly, talk about it. Many high achievers experience imposter syndrome. Yeah, opening up to mentors, to your friends, to peers, or even to coaches normalizes it. And then, when you hear that feedback from them saying, you're doing great, oh, you are even excellent, and hearing their perspective of even how they have overcome imposter syndrome by themselves and continually overcoming. This is something that we don't outgrow. It is constantly in your face. If you're somebody that like challenges, if you're somebody that wants that promotion, if you're somebody that wants to do something different, it will come to you. So talking about it and hearing from peers and coaches, it's a fantastic way for you to overcome this syndrome. Five, focus on contribution, not perfection. So in that role, when you begin to feel that everything you're doing is wrong, what is the contribution that you're bringing? So focus on your contribution, not being flawless. It's always about delivering values, learning, and growing within the organization, even growing in your field. So ask yourself, am I contributing in my organization, in my team? Am I growing? Am I learning new things? If you are doing all of that, you are in the right path. Then, lastly, celebrate your progress. No matter how small that win is, no matter how small it is, recognize it, celebrate it. So instead of rushing into the next goal and setting yourself all the big goals and saying, oh, I haven't achieved the big ones, what about the small things that you've achieved? What about that book that you have finished reading? What about that skill that you have learned? What about that simple difficult conversation, for example, that you had and you were successful in it? It is a win. So celebrate that win, and it's going to really help you to do better. Here's the truth. Landing your dream job doesn't mean that you're perfect. It just means that you're ready to grow. Imposter syndrome is a sign that you're pushing yourself beyond boundaries, and it doesn't mean that you're unqualified or underperforming. Key indicators include attributing success to luck, fearing failure, difficulty in accepting praises, and comparing oneself negatively to others. These phenomena can lead to anxiety, stress, burnout, and missed opportunity, impacting on your self confidence and your performance. So, when next you feel like you're a fraud, remind yourself you have earned your place and your role, and now you've got that opportunity to learn, not to prove yourself, but to learn as you go into that job. Have you ever experienced imposter syndrome? Drop your story in the comment section. You might be surprised how many people can relate to it. I can relate to it because I constantly feel that I'm not good enough. I constantly feel that I have to push myself all the time. And now I feel like it's all right because, it just shows that I'm growing. It shows that I'm ready to take those big challenges and I'm ready to take the next step. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more career and HR insights to help you thrive in the workplace. Until we meet in the next video, bye.